It's about to get meaty up in here. What's going on, guys? Thank you for joining me, Mr. C, the Cook and Teach here. Today I've got a easy and fantastic recipe for you all. We're making meatballs. That's right, we're making meatballs with my own special little twist. Now, into a big mixing bowl, you're gonna need your preferred ground meat of choice. Today we are using ground turkey. I've got about 2 pounds here left over from another recipe I was cooking. So we will put all 2 pounds into our mixing bowl there. Next up, you're going to want about 1/4 cup, a little bit more than 1/4 cup of breadcrumbs. Now, I'm using Italian breadcrumbs. You don't need Italian breadcrumbs. I'm actually going to throw some more, a little more Italian seasoning in here, so you could certainly just do traditional breadcrumbs. 1 egg, cracked. Again, make sure that you crack it on a flat surface to prevent any of that bacteria getting into our food. Okay, then you're going to want about a tablespoon's worth of onion powder. You're going to want about, depending on your spice level, I'm going to use, I would say, 2 teaspoons worth of crushed red pepper. If you like it a little bit spicier, go for it. I'm going to use about a tablespoon's worth of Worcestershire sauce. So into that will go. And then I like malt vinegar. Shout out to Heinz. I don't know how they do it, but you know, I do enjoy kind of that acidity. So we're gonna go about a tablespoon of malt vinegar in there. Now, the great thing about meatballs, okay, specifically homemade meatballs, is you can really throw any other different types of flavor profiles into your meat when making meatballs. Now, obviously, the more you toss in there, the more you're risking that those meatballs just kind of flatten out into meat cookies, right? And nobody wants that. We're gonna go a touch of salt and a couple cracks of black pepper, okay? But if you wanted to, like, you know, mix in some Asian flavors, like some chili crisp or sriracha into there, if you're more American, traditionalized, and you want to throw in some ketchup, barbecue sauce, or mustard, you know, it truly is kind of up to you. I would say the 3 main ingredients you need for a good meatball, right? And then what you choose to put in there is up to you, would be the egg, the breadcrumbs, and then finally, you know, your choice of protein. Now, this is missing one final key ingredient that's going to combine all of these things together, and that is 2 teaspoons worth of cornstarch. Now, cornstarch, very binding, helps thicken sauces, and it's going to help keep all of our ingredients and the meatball together. Now, I'm mixing this with a spatula. Eventually, we're going to get in there with our hands and get a little dirty here. But before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and use my spatula to kind of spread and mash all of these ingredients together, okay? Now, what you should be left with is kind of almost that of like a paste instead of loose ground meat, okay? Now, the reason why it looks like that is because the cornstarch is starting to get all of these ingredients to adhere, which is what we want because we want our meatball to hold its structure as it cooks. Now, I'm going to cook these in the air fryer. You could bake these. I'm going to go in the air fryer 375 for about 10 to 12 minutes until the internal temperature reaches roughly 155, 160. Okay, they will continue to cook after we pull them out. But I'm going to go ahead and get our air fryer going. But before I do, we're going to go ahead and prep these balls. Yes, I know I said balls. Onto our plate here so that when the air fryer is done, these bad boys can go right in. Now, what you're going to do is take a clump of meat, put it in your hand, and just ever so lightly roll these like you're making a snowball, you know? Okay? We want these to be about an inch. Okay? You don't want these to be massive. We're not making feast balls. Okay? A Carnell's staple. We're making meatballs. Okay? Now, what's great about these is as you're making these, right? You could easily lay this on a plate, put these in a large Ziploc bag, stick them in the freezer, and use them throughout the week. When you're ready, pull a couple out, throw them in the air fryer. Pull a couple out, put them on a baking sheet, throw it in the oven. You've got homemade meatballs, you know, with no effort, no dirty dishes, right? You're already prepping this stuff now for later on in the week. All right. Now, you're going to continue this process until all of your ground meat is gone. Again, you want these to be about an inch. That's a little bit bigger than maybe I'm looking for, but roughly within that general size. I'm going to go ahead and get the air fryer going. I'm going to finish rolling these, and we will see you back shortly to taste some fantastic meatballs. And wait, there's more. I'll be back to also show you a couple easy sauces we can make to toss these on here and take it even up another notch. Stay tuned for more. Sauces. Used constantly in every and all dishes human imagined, okay? You can buy sauces at the store pre-made, but at what cost? Truly, at what cost? I mean, some of these things, like you buy a bottle of sriracha, it's $5, $6. I mean, out of control, right? So I think I have a solution. Let's make some homemade sauces using probably some of the sauces you have in your fridge right now. And I'll tell you what, we're going to elevate it and make it taste so much better. The great thing about these sauces is that these can be used over anything. Your favorite piece of chicken, chicken wings, toss these in some meatballs. Use it as a sauce over anything that you sauce in your life. Let me show you how to make 3 delicious sauces. All right, sauce number 1. We are going traditional, the greatest, and probably the best on chicken wings, buffalo sauce. Okay, now take your favorite hot sauce. It can be anything, Cholula, Valentina, Frank's Red Hot. I'm just using some traditional hot sauce here from Aldi. We're going to go about 1/4 cup of our hot sauce. Okay, then I've got some browned butter here. Okay, this is butter that has been melted. It's got this nice, nutty, rich color that I'm hoping it'll bring to our hot sauce. Okay, got about, like I said, 2 tablespoons worth there. Then I'm gonna go with a little bit of heat. I'm gonna go with some crushed red peppers, just like a dash, doesn't need to be much. Then we're going to want to season this with a little bit of salt. I'm using some Vulcan salt here from Spice House, and then a crack of black pepper. Grab a fork, mix that to combine until homogeneous. And you, my friends, have homemade buffalo sauce that is both tangy and delicious. Let's give it a taste. So much better than just buying it out of a bottle. The nuttiness from that browned butter shines through. This is perfect. This makes me think about football, sitting down, munching on a chicken wing. Perfect sauce for some wings. All right, that's our first sauce. Second sauce, grab another bowl here. We are going to make a traditional barbecue sauce. Now, there are many different ways to do this. A lot of people like to do it on the stovetop, but if you're in a rush, if you're in a hurry, you need to throw something quick, right, to razzle dazzle the folks at home, here's how you're going to do it, okay? You're going to take some ketchup. I'm going to go about 1/4 cup of ketchup there. Okay. Then we're going to go in with about 2 tablespoons worth of just yellow mustard. Okay. There's that. Now, I like malt vinegar. Some people like to put Worcestershire sauce. I'm going to go ahead and put a couple dashes of malt vinegar. Give it a little bit more acidity, a little bit more tang to our sauce. Okay, now, I'm cheating a little bit here, but like I said, these are all sauces that you probably have in your refrigerator. So take your favorite barbecue sauce. I've got some Buffalo Wild Wing leftover honey barbecue sauce here. Okay, got about 1/4 cup there. Now, some of you are probably asking, like, Mr. C, why can't we just use the honey barbecue sauce? You can, absolutely, go for it, right? I mean, there's no rule against it, but sometimes just throwing a couple simple ingredients together makes all the difference in the world, okay? And that's what we're here for. We're here to liven up our food. We're here to make things taste better, right? Get those picky eaters to taste this, and I'll tell you what, they're not going to want that store-bought stuff, okay? Now, we're going to finish this off with just a crack or 2 of salt, a crack or 2 of black pepper. Whisk until combined. And like I said, it's got a nice orangey-ish color. Okay, that's from the mustard. Let's give it a little taste. Yeah, sweetness from the ketchup. And you can taste there's a little bit of the acidity when it hits your tongue from that malt vinegar. Like I said, you could toss this over a chicken breast. You could toss this with wings, dip some fries into this. Okay, put it over a nice barbecue pizza. This is one fantastic sauce. Okay, we're not done yet. Sauce number 3. Okay, sauce number 3, we're going to grab a bowl. I'm going Asian here. Okay, so into our bowl, we are going to take about 2 to 3 tablespoons worth of sriracha. Okay, then we are going to take some chili crisp. Okay, shout out to Momofuku. Love their chili crisp. We're going to go about 1 big tablespoon's worth of our chili crisp. Okay. Then we're going in. We're going in with some gochujang paste. We're going to go about 1 tablespoon's worth there into our sauce. Okay. Now, finish this off with a little bit of salt. I'm going to use some Vulcan salt there. Finish it with some crushed black pepper. And we whisk. Now, you're going to want to whisk this a little bit more than the other sauces. That gochujang is a paste, right? So you're really going to want to make sure that we really whisk this. Now, my sauce, as you can see, a little bit more clumpy than I would like. So, to help with this, we're going to use just a splash of water from the sink. That should help thin this sauce out, but not really take away from our flavor. See, even with just that little splash of water, I didn't use more than maybe a teaspoon's worth of water. Our sauce, not clumpy, much, much smoother of a sauce. All right, this looks good. It's bright, it's vibrant, but how does it taste? Oh, that's my favorite. That is my favorite. Not only do I love Asian cuisine, but love spice. As soon as it hits your tongue, it's spicy to where your tongue feels it, but you're not like, I need water. Okay. It's got a nice heat to it. That gochujang is so smooth. The chili crisps, that garlic that's in there, man, you can't go wrong with sriracha. Thank you so much for watching. Okay. What kind of sauces are you looking for in your home? What kind of sauces can I make for you to help make your food taste better and to elevate it? I want to thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to comment down below. We're going to get these sauces on those meatballs. So stay tuned for some more delicious fun.